Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a new series of videos on military blunders, and the primary reason I do it is, well, one is historical, and people need to, a little bit of history knowledge is good because they're screwing up our history right now, and it's better to know the truth. The schools tend to rewrite history these days because they're leftists, but these military blunders did happen. They're historical. And also, I have another channel called The Grumpy Old Gamer. And if you're a war gamer like me, historical research helps because you know what not to do in a gaming setting. All right, here we go. Military blunders. Antietam, 1862. This was the single bloodiest day of the American Civil War. I'm not taking sides in this, one way or the other. I had family that fought for the North, but I'm not taking sides. Anybody who thinks I am is grossly mistaken. Slavery is bad, period. Now, context. General George B. McClellan led the Union Army of the Potomac, and General Robert E. Lee led the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia. On September 4th, 1862, Lee crossed the Potomac River to invade Maryland. This spurred a week of fighting as each side tried to get an advantage. By September 14th, the two armies were concentrated around Sharpsburg, west of Antietam Creek. Sharpsburg. The Union had 75,000 men, while the Confederates only had 40,000. Furthermore, the Union had acquired somehow, the battle plans had fallen into their hands, had acquired a copy of the Confederate battle plan. Somehow or other, the Confederate battle plan had fallen into McClellan's hands. Still don't know how that happened, but there it is. On September 17th, a series of uncoordinated assaults across a cornfield by Union troops met a Confederate corps led by Stonewall Jackson. The cornfield changed hands 15 times, but Jackson held the cornfield. So, they called him Stonewall after that. The Union was able to break through the Confederate center. Here's where it gets dicey. McClellan withheld the reserves, which allowed the Confederates to restore the line. Union troops crossed the narrow Rohrbach Bridge, even though the creek was very shallow. They could have forded the creek with all their men. They could have sent all their dudes across at once. Instead, they sent them two abreast across this little bridge. This bunched up the Union troops, so the Confederates killed many of them. Eventually, the Confederate right was pushed back to Sharpsburg. Again, McClellan failed to commit his reserves. The Confederate reinforcements forced the Union troops to retreat. The battle subsided and Lee retreated. He had just lost too many men. 12,000 Union troops and 13,700 Confederate men died. McClellan was subsequently dismissed, and rightly so. Here we go. This was a clusterfuck all around. All the way around. Everybody here screwed up. The Confederates let their battle plan be known. The Union did not capitalize on that battle plan. Maybe they didn't trust the plan. Maybe they thought it was a decoy. I don't know. But if you know where the bad guys are, the enemy, if you know where the enemy is, and you know where they're concentrated, and you know what they're planning to do, it shouldn't take a genius to countermand all that, to counter all that. Instead, you send a series of charges across a cornfield. I don't know. Lee was, in my opinion, the better commander. His defenses were so good that he held the area, even though the enemy had his plans. McClellan had the enemy's plans and still screwed the pooch. He was overconfident when he should have been methodical, and he was overcautious when he should have reinforced the front with his reserves. Twice. His failure to commit his reserves on those two occasions led to his troops' retreat. Now, there was a junior I shouldn't say a junior, but a Union general named Burnside. He's the guy who sent his troops across that narrow bridge. Yeah, he messed up too, because he could have sent waves of them over all at one time. Instead, he bunched all of his guys together across that bridge, and that killed a lot of Union troops. All in all, too damn many men died for too little gain, and this had to demoralize the troops on both sides. As a soldier, you have to have faith that your commander will not waste your life. It's one thing to say, this attack has to go through because we need to achieve X objective over there. We're using you as a decoy. It sucks, but that happens in war. We have to achieve this objective no matter what, so just keep going forward no matter what. It sucks, but that happens in war. This is a whole different critter. This is we're going to see how many men we can put up in the front to get killed, and even though we know better. And they did know better. Oh, okay. That being said, McClellan was instrumental in this clusterfuck. There's no other word for it. When you know what the enemy's doing, you have their battle plan, and you still fail to achieve the objective, yeah, it's on you. So he got dismissed, and rightly so. So anyway, you folks have a good day. God bless one and all.